Two teams have made it this far. Two teams have taken down everybody else. And now it's two teams standing at the pinnacle, at the top, at the championships. Welcome to the Sporty Stream, one and all. It's nice to see you. I'm Sporty FC, and joining me is Ajax888. How you doing, Ajax? We've got a champion to crown.
I am super excited for this. I was in this. I got destroyed. But now these two teams are the best of the best that have come from the pool, have fought their way through the group stages, through the bracket, and now it's the championship. This is where they can prove themselves, prove that they are the best team in this bracket.
Of course, you mentioned it, how two teams have had to come through, but they have had to go through quite a long bracket. They had qualifiers to go through group stages. They had to play, what was it, 4 different matches, had to win a couple of them just to get here. And then they go into that final bracket. Look at this. An incredible final bracket of action. You got, on one side, you got the Rizzlers, a team of really friends here, just looking to make their mark. And on the other side, D.N.A. Alpha, an organization that has seen prolific success. Now to get to this final best of 7 means quite a lot for both these teams who are looking to take home that championship, become the best team here out of everybody that has made it so far. It has not been an easy run, but both these teams definitely have deserved to be here.
Absolutely. And we have to remember that the Rizzlers have the memes behind them, so they have that power. They are the Rizzlers with the Twizzlers logo, just slightly modified, which I just believe is so beautiful. I love how they did that. And on the other hand, we have D.N.A. Alpha, who beat us, the Bozos. So, it's a really good matchup. I'm excited for it. Should be really, really good.
D.N.A. Alpha have been absolutely dominant in this bracket. I mean, you just saw in those 2 matches, the quarterfinals, semifinals. Might as well not even played them, because they swept both their opponents. They swept both their opponents in both those matches. I believe the semifinals was actually a forfeit win, but even so, it doesn't matter. These guys are just that good, and the Rizzlers, they got a real work ahead of them. But if I know any team that's confident, is fun, and has momentum, and has just the excitement of this moment, it's gonna be the Rizzlers. It's gonna be the players on their team. And speaking of players, let's take a look who is on this team here. The Rizzlers, Flip Out, Ruby, Raheen, an aggressive roster, 3 people who have been teammates before and know exactly what they're doing. They are used to these kind of situations. They have gone through it, a lot of it. Have had their different matches, their different teams. They have been teammates for a while, and in a series like this, when you need to be confident, you can expect that kind of confidence from every single one of those players.
Absolutely. And on the other hand, we have D.N.A. Alpha. D.N.A. Alpha has such an aggressive playstyle. They will squeeze the life out of you. They are like a boa constrictor. They don't give you any space. They play fast, and they strike while the iron is hot. And that is a great playstyle for them. It fits them so well, and the Rizzlers got to watch out for that.
Yeah, they do. They have to be careful, because, I mean, this is going to be their toughest match so far. By far, this is going to be their toughest team to play against. D.N.A. Alpha, it seems like nobody can take them down. And the Rizzlers, really, I think for the first time, they might be underdogs in this matchup. I mean, they have never really seen the idea of being an underdog, because they've always had these extremely high level performances where they just outplay everybody in every single way. But against D.N.A. Alpha, this is a team that I think can and will compete with them. If the other matches haven't shown you that D.N.A. Alpha can compete, well, I don't know what you're watching, because this is a team that I think are the favorites. D.N.A. Alpha, I mean, again, if you're sweeping your quarterfinals and your semifinals opponents, what do you do to stop them?
I think you really hit it on the mark there. The D.N.A. Alpha is definitely the large favorites in this matchup. But on the other hand, the Rizzlers definitely have that chemistry. As you said, they are 3 friends. They don't have any subs, so they don't have to worry about any of that. They obviously have a lot of trust between them. And that can compensate for a lot of that, a lot of the difference between maybe their playstyles and skill that they have between the 2 teams. So I definitely think they have a great shot at it.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. I think these guys have a good chance of taking this. But, of course, it's the D.N.A. Alpha. It's going to be tough. But you know what's also going to be interesting tonight is that this isn't the only match tonight. If you guys want to see more action tonight, you'll get to see more action tonight. There's a lot of matches coming here. Again, our schedule is fully packed. We're going to start with this incredible matchup, Rizzlers D.N.A. Alpha. And then we're going to be following Raheen as his next match will be on Radiance Draco as they try to take down Swordfish Moist. And then Ruby from the Rizzlers will be here in our final match tonight, Happy Sports Double Bubble. And as he takes on Unknown Esports is Tuesday, a big match, 2 Skyward Series matches here to end off the night. So if you guys want to see more action, you'll get to see more action. It's going to be a long night of action, but of course, we're starting up with this one. Prediction poll is live, so make your vote. Who do you think will win the AACS Championships? Again, there's so many teams that had to fight to get to this moment. These are the 2 that have been proven to be the best, and now one best of 7 separates them.
Who do you think? Who do you think is going to take this one? Because it's pretty hotly contested.
I mean, and here's the thing. I am actually friends with the people in the Rizzlers. I know Flip Out very well. I know Ruby well. And I've casted Raheen a ton of times, so I know these guys way more than I know D.N.A. Alpha, but just, I feel like the results might speak for themselves here. D.N.A. Alpha looks like the favorites. I don't know who's going to win this, but if I had to bet my money, that's a new one, my money, I would go with a team that hasn't lost yet in the final bracket.
And that is completely fair, but put me down for the Rizzlers.
Oh.
I think that their chemistry, their friendship will pull them through. They are going to dominate D.N.A. Alpha. I will give it 6 games. It's not going to game 7. The Rizzlers are going to take it in 6.
Ooh, he says Rizzlers in 6. Now, the thing about Rizzlers is, so far, both their last matches, they have done this in 6. As I see a lot of follows coming in again. We should thank you all for the follows before we get in. Clouds Daddy, King Choppa 69, Devs, Fly Almighty 38, Huck Streams. Thank you all so much for the follows and sticking around. Again, it's me and Ajax here with a best of 7 of epic proportions. We are going to get ourselves started soon. As soon as both these teams are in the lobby, this should be fun. Again, this is going to be an interesting matchup.
We can talk about how much we want one of these teams to win or how much we think that they are going to win, but that does not matter. It all matters how they react to this pressure. The finals can bring a lot of pressure, especially with money on the line. We cannot not speak about this. There is a significant amount of money. I'm not sure the exact figure that rides on this matchup alone. So that is a huge thing that we really got to take into consideration. It's really about who reacts to the pressure the best, who can keep their cool, and who doesn't crack. Whoever cracks is going to be the team that loses.
I will say, if there's anybody who's used to pressure, it is Flip Out. He's had to deal with it a lot in 2s. Especially with my stream. He has a history on my stream of going to game 5 a lot in best of 5s, and going to game 5 overtime specifically in best of 5s. So he's used to pressure, although I think that's the last thing he wants to have to be under is a lot of pressure here. As again, we're gonna see if we can get we're gonna see if we can get everybody in as soon as possible. Because this is, again, a big match. There's a lot resting on these players.
And this has been a project pretty much that has gone on for since late June, I believe, were the first qualifiers for the AACS. So this AACS bracket has been going on for a really long time. So a lot can change in that time. I don't know if that's for the better or the worse of these teams. But, you know, it's just, it is what it is. And both of these teams have proven that they can be consistent, that they have been good for a very long time. Again, a month is a decent amount of time to stay at the top of your game. And so the fact that these 2 teams have been able to do this shows a lot about how they play, how they respond to adversity, and how they can just keep going no matter what.
Yes, again, I will let you know, we do have D.N.A. Alpha in the lobby. We're just waiting on Rizzlers. They did say they had some warm-ups, and so we have no problem waiting on them, but we will go in-game here. Now, I will say before we go, and I know this is going to be interesting for us as casters, thank you for the follow to LXSSDD. Thank you so much for joining again. We got some interesting in-game names here. The in-game names are different than the ones that are listed, so we're gonna go with the listed names, the ones that they wanted to go by. But again, to let you all know, as we go in-game here again, names have different. JC is Devs, Clouds is Clouds, and Speed Zeus is Zach. You might want to write this one down if you guys, forget names and such. That's okay. Again, we're going to try to do our best to remember as well. I know, Ajax, you're going to do your job, but again, we're going to get this series started so soon. I'm excited for what this can hold, because these are exciting teams. The thing about these teams is you don't get to this point without being somewhat exciting. I can tell you the Rizzlers are exciting. D.N.A. Alpha, I'm sure if they're sweeping their teams, they gotta be an exciting team to watch. And again, now that they're both coming up against each other, I think we're gonna be seeing a match of offenses. And honestly, there's no better way to end off a season with a match of teams that just know how to play offense.
And on top of that, I'm hoping that these teams have brought their mechanical A game. They go for some crazy stuff. I want to see some clips out here. I don't want to see some boring, hit it off the backboard, get the easy goal. I want to see some double flip reset, triple taps, something like that to just spice up the game, you know, make it exciting, show that they deserve to win.
And now the question is posed. Who wants it more? A best of 7. 2 teams have fought valiantly so far. Who will take the crown? And who will fall just short on the blue? The Rizzlers, a team, as we've said, composed of 3 friends who've known each other for ages. And on D.N.A. Alpha, team that has not dropped a single game so far. As again, what a match this can be. My goodness. This is something else as we're looking to get these teams in a lobby. Ajax, a best of 7, a perfect ending here. Here we go. Again, if you guys want to know names here, again, a lot of names on this field you'll recognize. On the blue, the Rizzlers. On the orange, D.N.A. Alpha. A best of 7 to the side. Who wants it more? The championships are here. The championships are ready. And we are ready too.
On the blue side, we have the Rizzlers matching their team colors, and matching their team colors is D.N.A. Alpha. Very, very fitting that they get to match their own team colors. Feels just right, you know.
Yeah, again, before this match, they did request if they did say that they wanted to be as close to red as possible. As you guys can see on our custom overlay, we just so happen to have the orange side actually look quite red, so it is kind of fun for them. Again, they wanted this side, they'll get it, and both these teams, as you said, have fought so valiantly to get here. D.N.A. Alpha 4-0 sweeps the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and for Rizzlers 4-2 wins. That shouldn't really say too much about them. It just says that this match is going to be exciting. Again, if you guys are wondering about the names here, JC is Depths, Clouds is Clouds, Speed Zeus is Zach here on D.N.A. Alpha. We'll be going by their official names here, but of course, it should help you all out, as well as the Rizzlers and D.N.A. Alpha. Quite even right now. No one taking any crazy chances so far, Ajax. But I think as time goes by, we're going to see more and more openings. As that one, just high follow up. And that one from Zach will pinball its way in. A weird start to this series.
And a very unfortunate touch. That one was not going to go in, but the jump was super unfortunate from Ruby. Ruby was the ending touch, the one to put it in the double tap on his own goal. That is so unfortunate. Probably would have gone in anyway, but that is demoralizing.
Yeah, it definitely can hurt whenever something like that happens here, as Rizzlers gonna immediately counter back. D.N.A. Alpha pushing up is Depths looking for Zach again, but that one is cut away by Raheen. Rizzlers, our team that will be confident, they will play aggressive. It's just in their DNA. Yes, pun intended, as they are right now, though, finding themselves against a brick wall. D.N.A. Alpha just doing offense a little bit better.
And I've seen a couple of missed touches coming up from the Rizzlers. I don't know if it's nerves or what. That's really awkward. Raheen is going to get a great 50 on the goal line to prevent the goal from going in, but that's still dangerous. That's a shot off target. I was just off the post. The best defender in Rocket League will keep D.N.A. Alpha to a 1-goal lead. Now it is still on their offensive half, so they still have some great opportunities. They have had all of the offensive opportunities so far. The Rizzlers seem to not be able to get out of their half. This is what came back down to what I spoke about on the pre-show. It's Clouds is going to get a top corner shot, and that is unsavable.
D.N.A. Alpha, they wait for their opportunities, they wait for the moments, and then they strike, and there's nothing that can stop them. D.N.A. Alpha now just doubled their lead to 2, and what a start in the series for them. You talk about the confidence they had and the ability to just dismantle teams beforehand. We're seeing why they can do it. This consistency, it's just so tough to stop.
We we really gotta see how the Rizzlers respond to that, because it's really tough to. You gotta figure out a way to get them off the field, whether that be through demos, bumps, or boost steals. Something's gotta change to get them off of their defensive half, and it looks like they may have found it. They're keeping it for sustained pressure for the first time in a really long time, but no one is there to challenge, and it will be broken away. This might be an open net. JC is not going to be able to go after that.
Yeah, good. It's been quite the match so far. D.N.A. Alpha now passing the 2-minute warning, up by 2. Man, what crazy action it has been so far. D.N.A. Alpha definitely proving that they deserve to be here. Rizzlers really have been quite silent in response.
They have had basically no offense. They keep getting it pushed onto their half. D.N.A. Alpha is squeezing the life out of them. They are getting not much boost. As you see, Ruby is having to pick up mini pads. There's some great opportunities for them to clear the ball. Ruby tried for the redirect, but it will not fall through, and it's going to be an opportunity to clear it the other way. We're seeing a lot of back and forth play, and as soon as Rizzlers get some offensive opportunities, it goes the other way, and that one is off the backboard and out in speed. Not get that one.
Yeah, D.N.A. Alpha almost got that counterattack there. A third goal would surely secure game 1 for them. It's quite impressive to take down the Rizzlers. It's even more impressive when you take them out in a shutout. And D.N.A. Alpha look poised to do that. As Clouds in midfield, Raheen jumping, but here comes another follow-up. But D.N.A. Alpha still pushing. They want that third goal. They don't want to settle it for 2. They want one more. They want to let Rizzlers know that this game truly is over. Now, the sidewall, and a miss there. Flip out will clear it out here, and the Rizzlers really not much to talk about, but that one, oh, is wide from Flip out, an open opportunity, and he misses the target. The Rizzlers, their best chance so far, and Flip out, he'll want it back. Oh, this one will go in from Ruby. The Rizzlers, 14 seconds left. There's still time.
The Rizzlers are finally finding their opportunities to strike while the iron is hot. They're getting a couple of really great drives that leave the net open. The first one was not taking advantage of, but the second one will be. They will not miss the open net twice in a row. And now they have to put on their jet boosters and try and get something really fast because the time is running out. 5 seconds left. That's off the corner. This is their opportunity. Probably one more shot. It's 0 seconds. It's going to be cleared away, and that might be the game.
And it will be. Rizzlers can't keep it alive. D.N.A. Alpha with game 1. 1 game working towards the championship, as we are going to get a lobby reset. As again, we're having some issues here with some players with their, so we're going to see if we can get some help them out with the issues here. Again, a lobby reset, but that should give a little more time for both these teams to really get themselves in the game too. And so far, pretty close, but D.N.A. Alpha definitely looks like they had what it took.
Yeah, other than that off shot that was just completely free, I don't really know what happened to the D.N.A. Alpha defense on that one. Maybe they were just overextended a little bit. D.N.A. Alpha held all of the pressure. They were squeezing them the entire game, and you can see it from the shots. The Rizzlers only had 3 shots that entire game, while D.N.A. Alpha had 11. That is an insane difference that really showed, and I'm surprised, honestly, that D.N.A. Alpha only got those 2 goals. It looked like they definitely could have gotten even more.
Yes, again, we're going to see if we can reset that lobby for them here. But again, what a start, really. And what it really is, it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call. It tells you exactly what these teams want to do. And D.N.A. Alpha definitely are imposing their view of this series. It's just aggression from them. They're aggressive. They're forcing a lot. And really, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. By the way, guys, I did hear you guys talk about a ticking issue. I was able to fix that. Hopefully, I think it's gone by now, the ticking issue. So again, thank you all for letting me know about that. That is an issue that sometimes happens on my stream, and it has something to do with the ticking clock that I had before I actually got these new graphics. I fixed it. Don't worry, it's all gone. As again, we're gonna get them in here for game 2. The action only has just begun. D.N.A. Alpha starting off the series a little bit better. Now it's up to the Rizzlers to make a response.
Absolutely. They need to find something to just get them off of their defensive half because they were playing pretty solid defense that entire time, aside from a couple of mistouches that will just, that's going to happen. They're not going to eliminate those entirely, but they have to try and find a way to get out of defense. And they look like they're starting to do it right here. They start out with some great offense that's going to be cleared away. I don't know if they're not challenging enough, they're not getting enough looks, enough 50s or something, but they keep getting it cleared away. As soon as it looks like they have some sustained offense, it gets cleared away and it goes all the way to the other side. And the swing is insane so that D.N.A Alpha starts having all the pressure.
One of the things that Rizzlers need to be successful is they need to have the ability to be aggressive. Unfortunately for them, D.N.A Alpha are just as aggressive, if not more. And really, you can see just how much difficulty Rizzlers are having competing with a team that is also playing with aggression. They aren't being given space, they aren't being given chances. And it is D.N.A Alpha who are currently finding the opportunities, albeit not a lot of them so far. That's a pretty good shot. Back post, ooh, that went up the crossbar. Almost a chance there for D.N.A Alpha. Now Ruby. Ooh, the fake on two, clear from Depths. Raheen, mid. Here comes a shot from Flip out top. Left corner, it's just wide. Rizzlers almost found it. It's still in front. Flip out will run away from this one. D.N.A Alpha will survive on defense. That shot from Flip out nearly was what did it, as Rizzlers have to reset from square one. Here comes Raheen, long shot, and that one kept away by Zaki Poo.
This looks like an entirely different game with the Rizzlers actually getting some great offensive opportunities and even getting one more shot than the D.N.A Alpha at this moment in time. It may change, but it's looking like they have a lot more offense, or at least a substantial more than last game. Last game, they really didn't have any offense to speak of at this point. They got some at the end. That's another shot to add on to the total. Maybe a bit of a lackluster shot, but it'll create some opportunities, and Flip Out is going to be able to find the goal.
He had an infield pass opportunity before that he almost put in the top left corner. This time he won't make the same mistake. That one's going to the back of the net. The Rizzlers, for the first time this series, have a lead.
Looking a lot better. As I said, they have had a lot more shots. They already have totaled 7 shots, and we're not even halfway through the game. So we can just see from the shot total that they have had so much more offense than D.N.A Alpha even, but it doesn't matter if JC can almost hit things like that. That's going to be on target, but coming down from nowhere is Ruby. It will not be enough, as Ace Clouds is going to be able to put it in.
Yeah, that initial shot from Depths really didn't look all that threatening, and the Rizzlers kind of struggled with it, though, as they weren't in the right position, and then you see just absolute panic. The Rizzlers racing to get to everything, but they overcommit, they exhaust a little too much, and Clouds, who's been doing very well at finishing off these offensive chances for D.N.A Alpha, puts another one through. The Rizzlers, who had their lead, didn't hold it for very long. Now Raheen trying to get it back. Flip outs, demoed, but he gives his life away here, one-on-one. But that touch from Depths is not what you want. You know, the cat. When you talk about a captain, you expect better plays than that. He just gave the ball away there. D.N.A Alpha surprisingly careless on that offensive chance. Raheen redirect that one straight to Depths. We'll see if D.N.A Alpha can try to prevents those kind of giveaways from happening, because the more they do it, the more Rizzlers will have that ball, and the more they'll take advantage. As now up, Ruby misses this one in front of the net. Clouds will clear it away. Rizzlers racing forward, Flip Out, getting demos here. You talked about the demos, how they need to get more aggressive here, Ajax, and I think Flip Out is hearing you, because he is starting to put in much more off the ball pressure.
I'll get the invoice to you later for the coaching advice. But that's going to be a really dangerous opportunity. D.N.A Alpha almost got a shot on goal, but no one was there to really take that shot. It's going to go the other way. We're seeing, as you said earlier, a lot of thrown away opportunities. They just throw to the backboard or try and throw a lackluster shot on. And that's not always the best strategy. Sometimes it's much better to just take your time, try and create a play. We've seen a couple of great opportunities for passing plays, for redirect plays. That one's dangerous. He's awkward on the post, but he recovers in time. But no, they can't get a touch.
Oh my goodness!
Beautiful save from Flip Out to keep this at a 1-1 game.
How did Flip Out get to that? No, there's seriously no way he got to that. Rizzlers just dodged a bullet, and a big one, in fact. D.N.A. Alpha almost had the go-ahead goal there, but flip out. The captain stands strong, and the Rizzlers still fighting for it, but a double commit. Raheen, last one back. Clouds, one-on-one, but Raheen will get the jump on Amir, and the Rizzlers can go up again. Raheen, to the back wall. Miss, in front for Ruby, and stopped by Devs. Flip out, to keep the ball high. Rizzlers trying to find just a small opening here, but D.N.A. Alpha are not showing them it. Flip out. Dunked by Depths, but it goes right to Raheen. Past the flip out. Stopped by Clouds. Is an interception. Ruby. 50 with Clouds. Drizzlers. Starting to double commit a lot here in this game. You're starting to see this desperation on their play. They're not getting as many goals as they want to. And now at the final seconds, they really want to get this win. It's Depths in front. Raheen gets the final touch. It will bounce to the ground. And for the first time this series, we have overtime.
It feels like the fireworks are there and primed to explode, but they keep just fizzling out right before they can. They want to show that they can get these goals, that they can convert these chances, but they just have not been able to, whether it's been that no one is there to take the shot or otherwise. They just cannot find anything, especially at the end of regulation. It felt like there should have been a lot more goals than there were, but it does not matter because now we are in overtime, and now it's golden goal opportunity for both of these teams. Whoever scores first will take game number 2, which would be huge for both of these teams. If D.N.A. Alpha win, that is so big to get that insurance game to prevent it from getting a tie with a loss. But on the other hand, D.N.A. Alpha, if they lose, that can be a huge momentum killer.
Oh, but they won't lose, and it will be Depths to score. He steps up when they needed him most, and D.N.A. Alpha 2-1, another 2-1 game. This one going to overtime, but still, they find themselves doing just a little bit better. But this game, really, it felt more like it was in Rizzlers' control. They had offensive chances, Ajax. They had a lot of them, and yet still, they couldn't put them in. D.N.A. Alpha, while they had a lot more shots, they actually had 14 shots to 7 in this game. It did feel like Rizzlers had the better opportunities. Still, it doesn't matter because D.N.A. Alpha are putting in their chances, whereas the Rizzlers are not.
Yeah, I think that the shots that both of these teams put on were a little bit lackluster, so that shot total may wow you for a second, but when you do look at the shots that they did put on, apart from a couple, they were very lackluster and oftentimes just gave the ball away. But otherwise, they were very good. Both of these teams played very, very well. Rizzlers had domination on defense at the very least. They had 8 saves to their name. That is absolutely insane. And it shows that they just turned on the defensive jets at the end, could not get out of defense though, and that came back to haunt them.
Yes, follows coming in from I'm Boston Buster MC. Thank you for the follows, guys. We're going to get ourselves into game 3 here. Rizzlers, this is essentially the point where they have to start to figure out what to do against D.N.A. Alpha. Because if they don't win this game, they are faced with a task that only one team on the stream has ever done before, and that is a best-of-7 reverse sweep. You don't want to do that in a championship. That is not what you want, the situation you want to be in. For the Rizzlers, this is essentially a must-win.
Absolutely. You took the words out of my mouth. This is completely a must-win. And it is so, so rare that we get to see reverse sweeps, and especially on championship days like this one. But you know, if anyone can do it, the Rizzlers can. But they still don't want to be tasked with that.
No, these teams definitely could do reverse sweeps, but I don't think any of them want to be in that situation. For the Rizzlers, especially, they are, I think, the team out of the two of these that are going to have the worst time trying to complete a reverse sweep. Because really, all it means is one mistake, and they could be done. And this is it. And they are a little more mistake prone than D.N.A. Alpha, but still, what we saw last game was them playing at a very strong level. We'll see if they continue it as a redirect goes in. Flip out will score first. The Rizzlers, blessed by the hand of God. It's Flip out who finds the back of the net. Clouds will help him along the way.
And Clouds with a huge mistake. They should not have gone for that in any situation there. They were not getting a very productive touch. That would have been saved 100% of the time if Clouds just had not redirected that, getting a screamer into net, and it caught the defender off guard, and it will put the Rizzlers up 1-0.
Yeah, as you saw last game, they went up 1-0, and then their offense just couldn't keep going. This time, they're going to continue. Raheen, he's hit it wide. Another opportunity gone by the wayside for the Rizzlers, but they're still attacking. Ruby, cleared away by Clouds. Flip out, calls for it, wants it, flip out, hook shot, gets past Zakiboo, but that one will be kept to the side by Devs. Raheen, he's been pretty quiet so far on this matchup. He's known for his aggression, but really so far this game, he hasn't had a lot of time to prove that aggression, especially when you have Flip Out as a teammate. Aggression is something that you're going to be used to as Ruby. 50-50 with Devs here as Zakiboo, the corner. Gets around one, possible chance in field, but that one will not be good enough. Still searching is D.N.A Alpha, but Rizzlers get this one away. Zach's last one back. He's got to watch out for Ruby here. And that one's kept wide. Raheen midfield. Ruby gonna chase after it. Gets demoed for his efforts. And now D.N.A Alpha with the pass, with the play, with the save from Flip Out. Rizzlers keep their 1-0 lead for now.
That was a pretty great idea from D.N.A Alpha. They tried the conventional method of just throw the ball at the goal, but that looked like a pre-jump redirect attempt, and even though it did not work out that time, in the future it may, so I hope they still go for those in the future.
Raheen, Flip Out. Rizzlers trying to do their own passing options, but Ruby doesn't commit to it. Rizzlers not willing to take that chance, but that 50-50 will be kept out here. D.N.A Alpha continuing to strike, and I really do think that at some point in this game, they're going to find that goal. They're going to find the breakthrough. Rizzlers need to score a second if they're going to have a chance at winning this, because realistically, in this situation, trying to shut out D.N.A Alpha it's essentially like an impossibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though last time we saw that the D.N.A Alpha only scored one in regulation, it's pretty tough to do that again, let alone get zero to their name. It's probably not going to happen, so they definitely need at least one insurance goal. I wouldn't feel safe until I had two.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't feel safe if I was the Rizzlers unless I had a 3-goal lead on them. And yet D.N.A Alpha keeping up with it. Flip Out will hit to the corner here. Rizzlers must not have a lot of boost left. They've had to play defense for a while in this game so far, and it doesn't look like it's going to be ending anytime soon. Here comes a clear from Raheen just to get some space. D.N.A Alpha, miss it! Raheen's got an open net! Oh my, a huge error at the worst possible time!
Oh no, this is absolutely tragic. Both of these goals have come off of horrendous mistakes by D.N.A Alpha. That one was a little bit more excusable, just a little bit of a miss. That's a tough angle to be in, tough situation, but you really just got to hit that in those situations. That's something you have to do if you want to win these games. These games are so competitive that it's so tough to win while making those mistakes. This might be punished. It's a 1v3 opportunity, but the flick will not come through and it goes the other way.
Rizzlers now up by 2. They want to make it 3. Raheen almost found that one. Flip Out now. Pass 2. In front of the net. Zach the only one there. He gets the clear. Ruby up high. But in comes Devs. D.N.A Alpha searching. And Raheen gets the clear. The Rizzlers fighting for that third. But D.N.A Alpha wanting to take match points. Ruby! The Rizzlers have a third.
That was a great goal. Staying up with it, getting the second touch, getting it above the defenders. It's Clouds tried to get up there, tried to throw a hand up, but all that hand did was tip it higher into the net and even faster, and that will put them up by 3. And these insurance goals that we've been talking about, they will get, and they desperately needed them.
Yeah, now the Rizzlers have momentum too, and if there's anything scarier than the Rizzlers, it's the Rizzlers with the momentum. They will score a lot more once they're feeling happy. And so these are one of those teams where you have to take the lead against them early, or else you're going to be finding yourselves in score lines that are very lopsided. As we can see here, Rizzlers already scoring more goals this game than they did in their 2 previous games combined. D.N.A Alpha kept at 0. We said how difficult it was to check these guys out, and the Rizzlers trying to do that here. But we're still going to see D.N.A Alpha. There's still time left for them. Can they find an opening? Here comes Depths, challenged by Flip Outs. D.N.A Alpha searching, but they won't get their chances. Rizzlers will take one game back here. This series far from over. And the Rizzlers are letting a lot of you know that this series will not be a cakewalk for D.N.A Alpha. The first game D.N.A Alpha have lost in the playoffs, and it comes here in the finals.
can see the confidence growing for the Rizzlers. They're going for better and better plays, more mechanical and more over committee, and they just want to throw everyone at the ball, and it's working so well at the moment. D.N.A Alpha has had no answer to it. They cannot prevent these Rizzlers offenders from getting to their goal. They are getting so many great opportunities. Ruby themselves had 4 shots on goal, and even the other teammates got a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, you said Ruby had 4. You had that incredible eligible goal. We had Flip Out scored a goal. Vaheen scored a goal. Everybody got a goal. For D.N.A Alpha, only 4 shots. This game was a 180 flip here. Rizzlers, again, that's just the confidence. Once they get confident, then that's when things start to get problematic. No matter who you are, no matter how strong you are, if the Rizzlers start to feel like themselves, you really are going to have a tough time stopping them. And for D.N.A Alpha, they'll have to drop this game here. Maybe seeing if they can regain for a game 4. The Rizzlers have given D.N.A Alpha something to worry about. And now, this series really is up for anyone. If Rizzlers takes this next game, we're going to be going to we're going to be ending the series off in game 6 at the very least. That would be exciting.
Absolutely, and I think we got to talk about one really interesting statistic from the last game. D.N.A Alpha only had 1 more save than the Rizzlers did. Despite so many more shots coming out from the Rizzlers, D.N.A Alpha only had 1 more save. That means that they have a lot of opportunities that they could have capitalized on for the Rizzlers, but they just didn't. Okay, it doesn't matter because Clouds is just gonna score right off the bat.
Yeah, they didn't like you talking about Rizzlers like that. They really didn't. And Clouds here, who's been shooting phenomenally this series. I mean, that is a perfect pass though. That's a perfect pass though. D.N.A Alpha, exactly what you need to do when a game as tough as the last one. That's a perfect response.
I don't know if it was nerves or what have you, but he did to find that touch off the backboard. Definitely could have in most situations, but just this time could not have. And it's so unfortunate because that caused the first goal. This might be another one. Shots coming on net, but the defense will stand tall. Ruby's going to be able to clear that out, and it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, Ruby's going to be the defensive mastermind for the Rizzlers. In a team of aggressive players, Ruby is the least aggressive. You're going to see him hold down that back line a lot. That's kind of his job for this team. He really is. Just making sure this team doesn't collapse. And if he makes mistakes, that's a real problem for the Rizzlers. He is pretty consistent, though, so you won't be seeing many mistakes like that from him. But even then, for the Rizzlers, you don't want to take those kind of chances if you don't have to, as Ruby gets that second touch. Seeing in front here, cleared by Depths. Gonna get around Flip Out too. That one, lightly towards net. Clouds will clear it away. Rizzlers won't have a lead this game. They won't start off with it either. Is D.N.A Alpha who have the confidence, but it's Ruby who just goes all in, and the Rizzlers, banking on that, will tie this game at 1. A quick response from the Rizzlers, as D.N.A Alpha, no one could see that one coming.
And Ruby had a beautiful recovery there, was stuck in net for a while, and just saw that all of D.N.A Alpha had overcommitted in their net, but and so the goal was completely free, and I think I'm disconnected.
We are having a server issue. We will reset the server here. Yeah, the server broke.
I thought I was just breaking, but no.
We're gonna have to restart game 4 on that. So some great goals, but again, we're gonna have to restart the server here. Again, we're gonna try our best there. Sorry about that. Rocket League didn't like the server at all. You could tell. Oh, just to make this finals even more interesting, Rocket League now has an opinion on it. The servers don't like that game. We're gonna reset game 4 here. My apologies, everybody.
And at least it was a tied game. If it was like one side was ahead, that might have been a little bit more contested. It might have made a couple more people angry. But it's tied, so that at least is a good thing.
Yeah, it's tied. We're just gonna reset this game then. We're just gonna reset the game here. That will, I think, make it fair for everyone. As again, our series will stay at 2-1 in favor of D.N.A Alpha, but that goal from the Rizzlers should give them a little bit of confidence.
Hopefully, but again, this is basically a new match because, the server had to be reset. So, new server, new players, well, same players, but new mentality.
New server, new me, I guess.
They weren't. Yeah, new server, new me. Exactly. That's what I was looking for. And let's see if the new them is going to stand tall and win this game.
Yeah, again, apologies for the server issues there, but it seems like we have fixed them. We're back in. Reset game 4 here. Both teams are at 1-1. We're just going to reset this game. We'll see in this one who has what it takes there. Again, a weird situation with the server breaking like that. Obviously, Xanax didn't like that game. They wanted us to have a new one, so we'll get them a new one here. Series still at 2-1 in favor of D.N.A Alpha, but the Rizzlers, I mean, with how well they looked, we could see that confidence they had, you know, before the server broke. We can see if that maybe comes back in this game and helps them with the beginning here. Again, talk about how at the start of that game 4 that we had to reset, how D.N.A Alpha had the initial lead. We'll see if they can do that again. It's kind of demoralizing when you work so hard for a goal and you know, it just gets reset because of something that's out of your control.
It really feels like if... Oh, that was almost dangerous. D.N.A Alpha JC almost looked like they could not get the save, but they ended up being able to. It seems like when the Rizzlers start cooking, they just don't stop. So D.N.A Alpha needs to stop them from cooking. They can't let them get started, because if they do, the game is basically over.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to... Ironically, while it is kind of memey, it's actually a pretty good way to describe how the Rizzlers play. If they start playing well, they continue to play well.
What?
But that one, a double commit, capitalized by Defs. D.N.A Alpha find the chances. Raheen here just took too long. He got challenged by Ruby. That net is open for D.N.A Alpha. Rizzlers, it's just small mistakes like that where they're not really taking enough of an initiative. And D.N.A Alpha will score those every single time.
I feel like they've been making a lot of these recent little mistakes, especially Ruby. Ruby seems to be having a tough game and a half because, again, we did need a lobby reset, so it's been a while. But Ruby seems to be having a little bit of a tough game, making a couple of huge errors. A double commit comes out from the Rizzlers again. Their rotation's not in the best shape right now, and it's costing them.
It has, you know, you talk about those double commits. Rizzler is definitely a team that they have experience with each other, but it's not. But you can tell that they are still a pretty young team overall. With the amount of overcommits that they have. Ruby, though, what a dribble! Down to flip out! Oh, and a big block by Clouds. Raheen wants it. Raheen will get it, but he won't put it in. Raheen, his shooting all series long has been questionable at best, but Rizzler is still trying to find it. Ruby gets past 2, trying to find a play in front. Ruby goes all the way. 3 players ahead of him, and Ruby says, "No problem. I'll do it all by myself."
That was a gorgeous angle. I didn't think Ruby could get that angle, and neither did the opponents. The defenders in net were awestruck just there. Just watched it go in, did not react in time, and Ruby gets an incredible angle to tie up the game. And we are exactly where we were right before this lobby reset happened. 1-1. Neither team having too much momentum. Both of them finding answers for the other. And let's see how it pans out this time.
Yeah, and again, it feels like it's really similar. It's like nothing has changed here as Rizzlers get a block there. Raheen clears it out towards the corner. Jumping is Deps, the captain. Wanted to go the distance here, but Ruby takes it away. Clouds jumping. And you saw Zaki there kind of second-guess himself on that play as he saw Clouds go. He also jumped as well, but that's a good dunk. That one, is that in? Yes, it is! Zaki Boo! D.N.A Alpha take the lead right back. A huge gamble, and it pays off.
And a huge overcommit. Everyone was on the orange half. No one back to defend the net. And this is what we've seen D.N.A Alpha take advantage of over and over. They're able to spot where the weaknesses are, where the overcommits are, and they take advantage of them every single time. And this is what's made them so dominant this entire series and this entire playoffs.
Yeah, again, that is one of the things that I've mentioned before the stream that the Rizzlers have issues with. They overcommit a lot. Their playstyle essentially needs them to overcommit. And D.N.A Alpha must have done their homework because they're playing pretty well to capitalize on those kind of chances. Here's another one. That one, blocked by Raheen. Zach, infield, what a pass, what a shot, what a goal! It's Clouds to the top of the net. D.N.A Alpha with a 1-2 passing play that no one can stop.
That was a gorgeous shot and a gorgeous goal. 81 miles per hour, top of the net. No one is saving that. 2 defenders in net. It does not even matter. And D.N.A Alpha is going to get their insurance goal. And I feel like they really need it.
Yeah, he definitely have deserved it. You can just see this game. It's back to normal. Rizzlers last game had the confidence, and now this game we're seeing D.N.A. Alpha just do it again. But that's a good flick from Raheen. Rizzlers finds some open space right in front of the net. Raheen, who's been, again, I've said it, his shooting has been questionable at best this series, has found that one. That's a pretty nice play from Raheen, right off the bar and in. Rizzlers not out of it just yet, but to really get themselves into it, they need to tie this one up. D.N.A. Alpha can definitely hold their lead.
And as I said, they needed insurance, and their insurance has ran out. They are playing with their last leading goal at the moment, and it's not looking too great for them. But again, they still do have the lead and the series lead, so they are looking still very good no matter what.
They are, but that series lead is shaky. If Rizzlers win this game, it's all tied up. Rizzlers will be running with so much momentum. D.N.A. Alpha give themselves the best opportunity. They want this game. Flip out. Up. The Rizzlers go. Flip out. Gets past them. Ruby. Miss. In comes Raheen. Last one. He's hit the crossbar. Rizzlers had a chance, and Raheen beating these open nets. Rizzlers created such a good opportunity, and they missed it, and D.N.A. Alpha take advantage on the other side of the field.
That was an absolute tragedy. They had the opportunity, not just a opportunity, the opportunity to take the tie back, give themselves a chance to tie up the series, and maybe take the game. But the thing is that you can just not stop the...
Off the back wall. Rizzlers. Ruby. Rizzlers still searching. It's Ruby with the flick. Oh, what a weird redirect that is. D.N.A. Alpha may have just shot themselves in the foot here in front, but a double commit from the Rizzlers means that there's no one following behind. And D.N.A. Alpha once again get out of defense here. The Rizzlers sending everybody up, but again those double commits coming in at the worst possible moments. And it looks like Game 4 will be D.N.A. Alpha's. They just want one more to secure it. That one will be blocked by Raheen. Here comes another one. Zach in field. Rizzlers can't get out of defense. D.N.A. Alpha will take match point. They're only one game away from winning the championship. The Rizzlers again being forced to just play second best. D.N.A. Alpha, after a bad Game 3, recover in Game 4.
That was really tragic. They definitely should have had that opportunity go in. They had a beautiful shot opportunity, and that was pretty free, but they did not take advantage of it, and it will go the other way, and they will pay for it. Now they are on match point. Their backs are against the wall, and let's see if they have what it takes to become champion.
As again, what a Game 4 here. D.N.A. Alpha, all they need is one game more. It's intense. You could definitely tell both these teams are really throwing everything they have at it, but... well... Ajax, in a best of 5, this would be over, but in a best of 7... this still has... they still need to get one more game, and I will say this stream has a history of seeing a lot of 3-1 comebacks in best of 7s. It happens more often than you think they do. And so for D.N.A. Alpha, they're still not out of the woods.
But they can definitely relax at least a little bit. D.N.A. Alpha have been pushing on the Rizzlers very well. They have just been able to take advantage of these overcommits, and it really feels like D.N.A. Alpha haven't had to work too hard for their goals. They've just had to sit back and wait for the Rizzlers to overcommit, and then they get a free goal. They get a great opportunity, and they will not miss those. That is something that I have loved to see from this team. They do not miss their opportunities. Rizzlers have had plenty of opportunities go by the wayside, but D.N.A. Alpha have not really had the same.
No, they've, you know, I don't like that you said that they don't work. They definitely do work for their goals, but you're right in saying that they do look quite calm. They look more relaxed than the Rizzlers. The Rizzlers are being forced to commit a lot more than D.N.A. Alpha is, and D.N.A. Alpha likes that. As this one, double maybe? Ooh, just high. That was going to be tough no matter what from Zachy Boo, but he just couldn't tuck it in. D.N.A. Alpha on offense. Coming across again is Zach, but that one is still wide. Rizzlers already being put on a lot on defense, and you can see them starting to crumble here quickly. Rizzlers got to get this one away. They really don't look comfortable as D.N.A. Alpha looking for chances, looking for what would be the start to this game. Raheen backing up into this one. Clouds. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Clouds having a disconnect here. We're gonna play on. We'll see if he comes back, but I think right now we will actually... no, he's back already. We're gonna play on here. D.N.A Alpha had a disconnect there from Clouds, but it seems like he is back. Rizzlers gonna just keep going here. As Game 5 continues on. A weird situation there for Alpha, but as you can see with him back so quickly, obviously it must not have made much of a difference.
Yeah, absolutely, and this game has been plagued with lag issues. That's a great shot from Ruby, and it will go in. 1-0 to the Rizzlers. This is the start that they needed.
Yeah, what a touch there. Zach just didn't have the boost for it. Didn't have the speed either. Rizzlers strike first in a game that they have to win. Every game now, from now on, has to go in. As we did hear from Clouds, apparently he just lagged out. Unfortunate for him, obviously. But knowing D.N.A Alpha and how well they can come back, it probably won't slow them. And it definitely won't. That goes in. I cursed it. I said it was going to happen, and it happens here. A great shot from Depths. The dunk as well, just perfect on the goal line. D.N.A Alpha tie this one up. I didn't even have time to talk before Depths does this.
Yeah, absolutely. And it feels like every single time that the Rizzlers get something, D.N.A Alpha has the response every single time, and it has to be super demoralizing for the Rizzlers because every single thing that they try and throw out is not working as intended. They're getting stuff, they're getting the ball taken away from them, and counterattacks are coming through, and they're getting their opportunities. This might be a huge opportunity. It's off the backboard. Can Cloud Z not find the shot on goal, but Zaki is going to get the shot, and that is just going to pop right in. JC is going to get the
Depths coming in with that one as Rizzlers not once but twice overcommit on the play. You can see they're just trying to force that ball for the midfield. They don't want to be on defense so much, but the problem with that is they're trying to force it against a team. They're trying to do this against a team that is perfectly content with the Rizzlers throwing everything they have. And really, they just need to take their time, I think. You can just see, look at how high up they're committing. I want to see the Rizzlers try to relax, take a step back, and just try to slow this thing down, because the more they commit to offense, the more I see D.N.A Alpha actually getting goals.
Yeah, I think they definitely have the talent. That is off the backboard and very, very dangerous. But this might be a rare D.N.A overcommit. It's a 2v1 situation. That's off the backboard, but JC is going to be able to collect. And it's still off. That's off the backboard, but no one is there. No one hits it for a very long time before JC comes out again and clears that one.
Rizzlers had their opportunity to flip out, was nowhere to be found. Rizzlers now waiting. It's Ruby. He's stopped quickly by Clouds. Zach. Ooh, Zach doesn't like it. Here comes Depths. He'll get through him here, but Rizzlers have bought themselves some chance on offense. Flip out to the back wall. Raheen jumping in, but he gets dunked by Clouds. Ruby's got to race back. Ruby will get this block. But Rizzlers, you can just see how far they commit on the offense, and they still don't get anything for it. Here comes Cloud, infield pass. And it is Raheen the clear. Raheen, one-on-one with Depths. Pass back to Clouds. D.N.A Alpha finding each other in space. Ruby to the corner. Rizzlers want it. Ruby, he's done this before. He'll try to do it again, but again, Rizzlers, no one in the midfield. They don't commit at the right time.
Absolutely. This is really dangerous for the Rizzlers. They need to find something, because again, they are playing with fire. They are down in the game, in their elimination game, but they will get the extra goal. They will tie the game up, and Flip Out is there to put it away.
And that one, a solo effort from Ruby. If there's something that we can commend the Rizzlers for doing pretty well, it has definitely been those solo plays. They've done so well just being able to 1v1 the other team, and really, they've done it a lot, but it's just not something that they can do consistently. I need to see them really utilize those team plays, because the solo efforts they have will keep them in, but it won't get them these wins. They need to find each other. As that one, low, Raheen off the back wall. Awkward here for the Rizzlers. Here comes a follow-up off the post. Still in front. Raheen gets it clear. The Rizzlers scramble to that one. They get it away. And it's D.N.A Alpha who almost took the lead right back. Such a quick response from them. But the Rizzlers, they find some incredible goal line blocks. 60 seconds left. This game all tied up. Next goal could just be the one to win Game 5 for the Rizzlers. They need it now more than ever.
As I said, they're playing with fire. They have less than a minute left to get that winning goal, or it will go into overtime. And you know that they definitely do not want to be in overtime. for their elimination match, because then it becomes golden goal for D.N.A. Alpha, and the next goal that they get would be the winning goal. They need to get something now, you feel like, or this series is almost over.
We've had one overtime earlier in this series, and it was D.N.A. Alpha who took that one. Rizzlers may not want to go back there. 18 seconds now. Rizzlers playing a lot of defense, but if they get a chance, they'll use it. 10 seconds left. Ruby with a beat here on Zach. Ruby still near it, but it is bouncing free. Wait a second. D.N.A. Alpha may have just overcommitted here. Zach clears it away. One chance, Mao. D.N.A. Alpha. Zach off the back wall, but it will hit the ground. We go to our second overtime of the series. Rizzlers and D.N.A. Alpha tied. If D.N.A. Alpha scores, they are AACS champions.
Something that the Rizzlers need to figure out fast is they need to figure out how to follow up their touches. They're getting these advantage touches where they get breakaways, but they have no one to follow that up. That is super dangerous. It's off the backboard and out. That is very dangerous. Goes the other way. The flick is off. That goes super high. The shot might be on from Ruby, but it's saved away by Zaki. Gonna stay on their offensive half. That might be a pinch in. That is floating in front of net, and flip out is going to keep them alive.
Rizzlers, I thought they were going to lose that one when they overcommitted early on in this overtime, but they saved that, and back the other way, D.N.A. Alpha trips up on their own post, and the Rizzlers going to Game 6. You called Game 6, but you didn't call... here, Ajax just said it was going to happen, and we do go here, unfortunately for you, you predicted Rizzlers to take this one in 6, so for all the Rizzlers fans, they're going to want to see Game 7 here, but so far, this series... been pretty intense. The Rizzlers holding on by a thread.
Absolutely, and that thread is getting frayed, and they are looking like the better team in that overtime, of course, because they did win, but they were just looking a little bit better. They got a lot of opportunities, especially from Ruby. Ruby really stepped up, saw that their team needed him, and he took it in stride. He got 7 shots, only one of those being goals, but he also got 2 assists.
Yeah, you said it. 2 assists, flip out, a real captain's work. 2 goals. Sorry, 2 assists from Ruby. Captain's work from flip out, 2 goals. So far they're going... these guys are going nuts. This is an exciting series. So far. Oh, excuse me. So far, we haven't found a winner yet. Rizzlers, while they are still going to be in the situation where they can't win the series, this is looking more promising for them. Again, they get a game. The last time they got a game was, what, Game 3, I think it was? Yeah, it was Game 3, and then they immediately got squashed by D.N.A. Alpha. They need to prevent that here this game. It's going to be tough, but we'll see what happens here. Game 6, Neo. Tokyo is the destination. The Rizzlers still not able to take the win here, but D.N.A. Alpha can. 5 minutes on the clock. We go again.
And for the Rizzlers, it's only going to get harder from here. D.N.A. Alpha is going to get more and more determined to shut this series out, and they need to contend with that, not have many... That was a dangerous... chance. D.N.A. Alpha, if they had put that on the net, that would have 100% been in, but they cannot find the shot. That's off the backboard, and flip out is going to make sure that one finds the net.
And that one just bounced for free here. D.N.A. Alpha, it's Depths who just misses it. A mistake early on, and the Rizzlers watch it happen. Wow, D.N.A. Alpha not known for collapsing that quickly. A mistake from Depths, and D.N.A. Alpha now gotta find a way back. That's a good pass! And that's a great shot from Clouds! He's sat in front of the nets. He'll find the opportunity from from Zaki Poo. D.N.A. Alpha, an immediate response. They made the mistake, but this one, there's no mistakes to be found.
That's a little bit depressing if you're on the Rizzlers. You get the lead, you're thinking, all right, we got this. And then D.N.A. Alpha just comes in and scores immediately, not even... or barely even seconds after, and they are still looking very good. They did lose the last game. D.N.A. Alpha are definitely still a great team that deserve this championship.
They definitely do. They've proven that, I mean, both teams have proven that they both have equal opportunities to take this one here, but Rizzlers, now the momentum's against them, and they also have to play a lot more defense here as Ruby, dribble, Flick past one. He's now got the 50-on-2 here. Ruby has done well at 1v2ing these players, and that net is open. Ruby tucks it in. The Rizzlers off the back of Ruby take the lead back. Ruby does it all by himself.
That was a big overcommit from D.N.A. Alpha. They just wanted to get to that as fast as possible, but they were all pushed up, and they will pay for that. Ruby is going to take it all the way to the other half, and get their lead back. Let's see if D.N.A. Alpha can respond as quickly.
Raheen stops here. In comes Flip Out. That one cleared away by Clouds. Going back, Rizzlers backtracking. Ruby keep this one away. Challenged by Depths. Raheen, oh, he didn't get a really good aerial for that one, but the Rizzlers won't be capitalized. Sorry, won't be countered on it. Depths again. This is the double. Flip Out with the 50 on Clouds. You're seeing Rizzlers start to get a little more determined just to go for those challenges in that midfield and see if D.N.A. Alpha have them covered. And so far, Rizzlers have done really well at stopping that. Raheen, light shot, Clouds gets the block. D.N.A. Alpha back the other way. Here comes Depths. Flip Out. Ooh, he's backwards here. And Ruby didn't see that. But again, D.N.A. Alpha getting challenged aggressively, and they're not going to have that same kind of space they've had before.
Going to go with the way of D.N.A. Alpha. It's on their offensive half, but it's cleared away. And this is the huge difference between the last couple of games, or the previous games and the last games. It feels like the Rizzlers just have better clears. They've been able to get it out of their half, off of defense a lot faster and a lot better than they were the other games. But Yossi might be able to turn that around. It's Clouds is going to get a shot, and Zaki is eventually going to be able to put that in to tie the game up.
Try again. They keep peltering that net, they will find their breakthrough. It's Zaki Poo who gets it. D.N.A. Alpha eyeing this game right up. Rizzlers had that lead for a very long time, but again, we've said it before, if they don't get insurance, they might as well consider this a loss. I don't see... leading by one is just really difficult against D.N.A. Alpha, because they will find ways to break through. Here comes Flip Out. What a weird play that is, right to Ruby. Rizzlers with a moment just to relax there, and it won't work for them. Here's one infield, cleared away by Ruby, right to Zaki Poo. Raheen to the corner, trying to get it away. Rizzlers want that lead again. Flip Out beats Ruby. What a block from Ruby. He went back into his own net to get this one. Still in front of that. Ruby will clear it away. Flip Out waiting, but he doesn't get it. Ruby going down the field. He's probably been the most scary player for the Rizzlers. That one is going to be stopped short of anything dangerous. Flip Out. Challenged by Clouds, who is now one-on-one with Ruby, and Ruby's missed it! Wait a second, Ruby didn't hit that! How does that go in?
And I have no what just happened there. Ruby may have overturned or something. Maybe lagged around the ball, but that is so unfortunate. Ruby 100% had that and will want that back, as D.N.A. Alpha is going to take the lead, and they are not going to let go of it easily.
Rizzlers now, who had a lead early on in this game, are now facing a deficit. D.N.A. Alpha have worked so hard to get to this point where they can take the championship at this exact moment. Rizzlers have worked hard just to get here, and now they've got to fight back from two. It's Zaki Boo who puts it in. D.N.A. Alpha find another right off the kickoff, and this one is just a great touch there. I mean, the Rizzlers couldn't challenge. There's one extra touch from D.N.A. Alpha that will make them sit on the line, and they will find another breakthrough here. Rizzlers, with less than 90 seconds remaining, need to find it. Not one, but 2 goals, just to force overtime.
The Rizzlers, as you said, do need to find something now. Their backs are against the wall. They are on their last life, and one of their last opportunities will come and go. This is looking more and more bleak for them. They need to get 2 goals against a really stellar D.N.A. defense. The defense from D.N.A. have not really faltered too many times in this series, and so they're not going to be getting 3 goals. They need to find something right now, as we are under 60 seconds.
That's a good clear from Zaki Poo. Rizzlers caught over committing, and D.N.A. Alpha with another one. Now they lead by 3. Things looking even more difficult for the Rizzlers as Flip Out there got in no man's land. Ruby, I think he was looking to pass to him there, but that's a situation you got to do a little better if you're Ruby here, because that is such a risky play. You don't blame Rizzlers for going for risky plays, but that one was one where they probably should have calculated a little bit better. D.N.A. Alpha, I mean, they're looking as confident as they can be. There's another one from Depths, that's wide. Raheen's missed it. Flip Out wants to get the clear. Flip Out. Oh, a huge miss. That's weird to see from a player like him. Rizzlers can't even get out of defense right now. And it will be D.N.A. Alpha. You're still searching. Clear. Follow up. coming down from flip out. He's trying to read it, but he doesn't get it there. And it is Deps who clears. D.N.A. Alpha, final seconds taking away. They've swept their quarterfinals, they've swept their semifinals, and now against the Rizzlers in Game 6, it's D.N.A. Alpha who have gone all the way and will topple the Giants. They are ACS champions. They stand atop everyone else.
Ladies and gentlemen, D.N.A. Alpha absolutely deserved that. They played so well this entire bracket, not just this series, this entire bracket. They had so few mistakes. The Rizzlers just couldn't find anything, and they played stellar, especially on defense. Defense at D.N.A. Alpha absolutely dominated. They earned their name, and they earned this championship.
Yeah, again, what a big result. And to make things even crazier, we're going to have an interview with these players very soon, as we do see some follows coming in from Lethal and Gusby. Thank you for the follows, guys. And congratulations to D.N.A. Alpha. My goodness, what a series for them. They are just, they're champions. Simple as that, they're champions. There's really not much else I can say about it. They take down the Rizzlers. We talked about it. You know, with those sweeps, they had to be aggressive. They definitely were aggressive. They were more than aggressive. They were overwhelming.
Yeah, we need to talk about the Rizzlers for just a little bit. They played so well. They definitely deserved this second place. And in another universe, they could have taken that championship. They played so well. They really deserved to be there. But D.N.A. Alpha just had them beat on the day. They played so well, pressed them back for the first couple of games, and took advantage of the overcommits the couple other games that they had. And they just played so beautifully. We cannot begin to express how good they played.
Yeah, they played well. They really did. They are champions here for Season 3. For the Rizzlers, they fall just short. But still, they played pretty well. I mean, to take 2 games off of a team like this, to really give D.N.A. Alpha a run for their money, must say that's an impressive performance, but unfortunately they can't get the win here tonight. They just couldn't keep up with D.N.A. Alpha. D.N.A. Alpha just seems like they're a little bit more coordinated on every single play, and I mean, they win here. What a simple... A great ending to an amazing season for D.N.A. Alpha. But of course, that's not the end of all the matches tonight. We still have 2 more matches coming up. We got Swordfish Moist versus Radiant Draco. We got Happy Sports Double Bubble and Tuesday coming up soon. Again, we're still trying to see if we can get in an interview with the players of D.N.A. Alpha. My goodness, what a night it has been for this team. They really have looked extremely talented. But of course, there's still... of course, though, they're still going to take that as a win. They're going to now look to continue to maybe run with that momentum into other tournaments. Because for D.N.A. Alpha, they look scary. I'd love to see more of this team.
If they can keep this up, this is incredible. They can definitely, as you said, take down other tournaments. They just seem to play so mistake-free. Other than a couple of missed opportunities and missed touches, they played pretty much perfect. You can't really fault them on too much. They never really overcommitted too much or an egregious amount. The Rizzlers just couldn't get anything against it because of this mistake-free play, and they take every little mistake that their opponents can make, and they make it extreme. They make it look insane.